It's over. We were only able to be here because of you. This wasn't the conclusion I had hoped for, even though I... Never mind. It's over now. The important thing is that we won.
Here, boy. A letter. An Imperial General asked me to give it to you.
A letter? Let's see it. It looks like it's from Hubert, Edelgard's vassal.
If you are reading this letter, that means I have perished. As Her Majesty would never surrender to another, I can only assume she has fallen as well. It greatly pains me to think of this coming to pass. That said, as the survivors, I must ask you to settle certain affairs in our stead. You must destroy the threat that slithers in the dark. I am sure you must recall Monica and Tomas. Their allies yet live. They hold deep resentment against the children of the goddess and the people of the world. And they are biding their time until they can exact revenge. If left to their own devices, it is certain they will eventually bring unimaginable calamity and suffering to the world. I detected their sorcery when you took Fort Mercius. I have deduced the location of their stronghold, Shambhala. You will find its whereabouts enclosed. There is no question that they are the enemies of everyone in Fodlan. Do not allow yourselves to forget that. Lastly, while I cannot say she is in good health, the Archbishop resides in a secret chamber in the Imperial Palace. I have shared the location of the entrance to that secret chamber with the person to whom I have entrusted this letter. I believe that Her Majesty will be victorious. Even still, I must plan for her defeat as well. If you wish to lead this world, I challenge you to rise to the occasion and surpass my estimation of you. Such is your obligation as the victors, and the only fitting tribute to all that Lady Edelgard sacrificed.
Hubert, to leave a letter like this behind. You were a better man than I believed you to be. So, Rhea is alive, and the fight isn't over yet. Those who slither in the dark. It sounds like Fodlan will never know peace unless we defeat them. The allies of Monica and Tomas, well, we knew about them already. I think it's safe to assume this is the same group who used Lysithea for their blood experiments. And they were also responsible for the javelins of light that destroyed the fortress. But who are these children of the goddess who they supposedly resent? There's just not enough information here. I don't suppose there's any chance that this is his idea of a prank. If so, wow, good one. Hubert, rather than writing a letter, you should have just told us before we fought.
Well, let's ask Rhea about it.
Right. We still don't know for sure if this letter is telling the truth. Let's go find out.
You have come to save me. Is this a dream? I have longed to see you again, all this time. Is it truly you?
Claude, I can see you have grown into a reliable young man. Thank you for supporting the Professor, and for rescuing me. Surely the protection of the goddess has...
I'm gonna have to get that.
Wait, Rhea.
So for the screenshot later.
What do you know about the children of the goddess?
Children of... What is this about?
Forgive my bluntness. Someone from the Empire filled us in on a few things. I know it must be painful for us to ask you difficult questions after such an arduous confinement. But we have no choice. We must defeat a secret enemy. Those who slither in the dark. Do you know about them?
Those who slither in the dark.
Apparently, they resent the children of the goddess and the people of the world, and are planning something big, something terrible. They use blood for their wicked magic and are capable of dropping javelins of light from the sky, which are powerful enough to crush a fortress. If you can think of anything at all, please tell us now. We need to know as much as possible about these enemies in order to stop them. This is the critical moment that will determine whether or not Fodlan falls. Can't you see that the time for secrets has passed?
It is true that there is a group of people who have slithered in the darkness and threatened the peace of Fodlan since ancient times. I am sure you have heard the stories of a man named Nemesis.
Nemesis, the King of Liberation. He's the hero to whom the goddess gave the Sword of the Creator.
Nemesis was originally the leader of a group of bandits. He plundered the Holy Tomb and stole the remains of the progenitor god. When Nemesis appeared in Xanadu some time later, he already wielded the Sword of the Creator.
According to legend, the goddess gifted him the sword to fight against the evil gods.
I do not know how Nemesis obtained the sword, or why he appeared in Xanadu, but he used that sword to massacre the people there, the children of the progenitor god. From their corpses he gained even more power, and brought war to Fodlan.
That's completely different from what the legends tell us about Nemesis.
A mere bandit like Nemesis would not have been capable of anything so monstrous on his own.
Aha! So Nemesis had accomplices. And those accomplices must have been those who slither in the dark. They used Nemesis. And this time, they used the Imperial Army to once again bring war to Fodlan. I finally get it. And I even understand why Edelgard was associating with them. Just as they were trying to use the Empire was trying to use them. Rhea, there's still a mountain of things I need to ask you, and I will. But I'll leave all of that for another day. You must be weak after living in confinement for so long. Please rest for a while. My friend, let's prepare for battle. We need to strike Shambhala as soon as possible.
You must not allow Fodlan's bloody history, the Red Canyon tragedy, to repeat itself.
It occurs to me that we never got an answer from Rhea about the children of the goddess. She did say that the people of the Red Canyon were the children of the progenitor god, so I suppose so. But those evil guys continued to plot their revenge even after the Red Canyon tragedy. Does that mean some of the children of the goddess, or their descendants, are still alive? If there's something special about her blood, we can't rule out the possibility. What are these children anyway? And how are they connected to the goddess? I almost disappeared into the bottomless swamp that is my mind. I thought that after we defeated the Empire, I'd be able to see that sight I long to see. I've told you about my dreams before. I want to break down the wall separating Fodlan from the outside world. The sight I want to see lies beyond that. Honestly, it's a trivial thing to fixate on. Just people, gathered in their towns, living out their lives together, sometimes laughing, sometimes fighting. But the people living there aren't just citizens of Fodlan. There are people from Dagda, Bridget, and even Dusker and Srang. There could be people who were born in Elmira, or countries even farther east there, too. All of those people living together like it's nothing special at all. That's the side I long to see. It's so simple, but still so far away. But this is no time for complaining. We need to focus on capturing Shambhala. Let's hurry up and gather everyone together.
So, you mean to tell me that Fodlan will fall to ruin if we leave those guys be?
If this map is reliable, their base is just south of my family's territory.
This story is a bit much to believe. And yet...
It does ring true, somehow.
Remember Monica, the one who killed Gerald, and the old man who was masquerading as Tomas? They were their allies, and the Flame Emperor and the Death Knight were merely their pawns.
The people who were after my blood?
They were also the ones who used me to conduct their blood experiments.
As awful as it sounds, they're seemingly fond of using blood in their secret techniques.
Ugh, that's really gross. I could never be friends with someone like that.
I believe they were also responsible for the Javelin of Light that destroyed Fort Mercius.
Hold up, boy. Do you really think that we can win against such powerful foes?
I don't know. But we have to try, don't we?
This is for Fulton's future.
We've really taken on something big. I wonder if our names will go down in history.
My heroic name, passed down to future generations? A worthy cause indeed.
They were trying to use the Imperial Army to plunge Fodlan into war, but we nipped that in the bud. Now we just need to tear out their roots. And I know we have what it takes to do it.
Part 2. Verdant Wind. Blue Sea Moon. The city without light. Immediately following Edelgard's defeat, the Alliance Army discovers the existence of another adversary, a group operating behind the scenes within the Empire. Claude suspects that if the true enemy is left unchecked, disaster will befall Fodlan, and so he cuts short the celebration and the troops head for Shambhala, where this foe resides.
I just don't get it.
What is it, Claude?
Those Javelins of Light. They were trying to use it to kill us at Fort Mercius, right? But then why not drop it on Garreg Mach? They must have known for a while that we were here.
It is not that they chose to refrain, but rather that they were unable to do so.
Rhea, how are you feeling?
I am well enough. I cannot afford to rest while Fodlan is in danger.
What do you mean when you say they couldn't drop a Javelin of Light here?
Once, a very long time ago, a massive ball of light fell upon this monastery. However, that light mysteriously changed course in mid-air and landed in Aelel instead.
Aelel, the Valley of Torment. So that's what the wreckage of those Javelins of Light looks like.
The Holy Tomb is not only the location of the progenitor god's eternal slumber, but also a sacred vessel for a power that repels evil. Supposedly, the progenitor god built the Holy Tomb herself to protect her children from the evil light.
So the children of the goddess gathered in Xanadu because of its proximity to the monastery? But we've fought at distant locations many times.
Despite that, the Javelins of Light only fell on Fort Mercius.
In his letter, Hubert said that he detected their magic when the fort fell. In other words, because they used a Javelin of Light, Hubert was able to pinpoint the location of their base.
So they didn't use it before then because they didn't want us to know where their base is?
In any case, those Javelins of Light must be something they can't just use whenever they want. And they finally decided to use one at Mercius, where they were sure they'd be able to finish us off. It's only thanks to the whims of the Death Knight that we escaped with our lives. And no Javelins of Light have fallen since then.
It's possible that the enemy hasn't yet realized that we've learned the location of their base.
If so, their guard may be down, which makes this the perfect time for a surprise attack.
I will accompany you.
What? No, that would be far too dangerous. Your long confinement weakened you greatly, did it not?
Those people have opposed us since ancient times. I wish to learn the truth about them for myself.
I understand. I will not stop you, but please take care not to overexert yourself.
We don't know exactly what we're up against here, but having you around is very reassuring, Rhea. Let's prepare to strike at Shambhala before they make their next move.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Fire Emblem Three Houses: The Golden Winds. Last time we defeated Edelgard, and the war is over, but not the battle. Huh. Now we have a new threat that we gotta take care of at the last, 5 hours of the game. So we're gonna be talking to everybody about how the war ended and also our new threat that's gonna be something we gotta deal with. Let's go ahead and go to Abyss and start talking to people.
Hey you, listen up. I've got something to report. I hear we conquered the Imperial capital, but the war's still not over? Not sure how much sense that makes, but then making sense of things isn't my job. Look out for yourself in the next battle, got it? I'll have lots more things to report by then. That's a promise. In the meantime, I'll be cheering you on.
Thank you, my friend. That's much needed motivation to do this right.
Yes, whatever threatens Fodlan also threatens my dream. This folly must end now.
Aren't you scared?
Fear is not a consideration of mine. I do what must be done and always have. What is frightening is to have scant idea of what is in store. Now that we know, victory shall be ours.
Perfect. Thank you, Constance, for being a constant support unit in the back. The far back. But anyways.
I thought defeating the Empire would be the end of it. But now we're after some mysterious shadow organization? For crying out loud. If only Holst had come along for the ride. But he's working out things with Elmira or something, yeah? Even so, maybe we better warn him about those who whatever in the dark. There might be whatevering in his neck of the woods too. Me aside, no one's on the same level as Holst. If the Alliance is attacked while he's gone, they'll be in trouble.
I suppose so. Holst, the all-powerful god who can't leave his post. Huh. Funny. Hey, that's a rogue. Rogue.
Nothing tastes better than a drink to celebrate the fall of the Empire. You know, Fraldarius, one of the 10 elites, is a distant ancestor of mine. Even if the kingdom as we know it no longer exists, there's a poetic justice in taking the Empire down.
Nice. Alright, time to head back. I really don't have to go to the greenhouse again, do I? I'll still go just to see if I got anything cool. But I don't think I have to go and do that at all. The rest of the game. The only thing I gotta do is feed cats, so. Come on, game, load, please.
Right.
I thought that taking the Empire's capital would bring an end to this war. How naive of me. I'll have to write to my family and tell them I'll be gone a while longer.
Professor! Wake up, eat, train, eat, sleep. We gotta prepare for the assault, but that hasn't changed my routine.
You're doing plenty.
All that training and eating I do is for the sake of Fodlan. Gotta stay strong and fed to keep it safe.
Thank you, Raphael, for critting everybody during battles. It was an honor fighting in the wars with you. Alright, let's see who else is around. Everybody seems to be pretty spread out this time around.
True. These are Monica's people, aren't they? The ones who killed Captain Gerald. Then this is my real opportunity for revenge. There's no way I can back down from this one.
You're not scared?
No, I'm okay. Actually, I'm eager to get out there and fight. This is what I've been training for.
Huh. That's a repeat. Anyways, whatever. That's a repeat question of Constance, but you know.
A mysterious power threatening the very future of Fodlan? In comparison to this, the internal power struggles in the Alliance are utterly trivial.
Aren't you frightened?
Fear will serve no purpose here. The only path to survival now is victory. Perhaps I will have the opportunity to strike the decisive blow on the enemy commander. Oh, that would secure my place in history for certain.
Okay, I see you.
Wow.
We crushed the Empire at long last. But there's no time to bask in our victory. We must prepare for the coming battle. We knew there was a secret group behind the Imperial Army all this time. Now we have a chance to make the first move against them. We have Hubert to thank for that. It's also thanks to him that we were able to rescue Rhea. I still have plenty of questions I'd like to ask her.
Are you gonna go see her?
Well, if we plan to have her march into battle with us again, we'd better let her recuperate. Rhea's the only one who gets a break, though. Everyone else had better start preparing for battle.
Fair enough.
Oh.
Gatekeeper.
Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. I can hardly believe you managed to handle the capital city like that. Everyone did sterling work. I really thought we'd know peace after that battle. But we're not quite there yet, huh?
Soon. We'll know peace soon. Let's see. I'm trying to remember what I wanted to do. Yeah. I guess we should go talk to Marianne real quick. Marianne. Talking to Dorte, the horse.
I thought the war would end with Edelgard's defeat, but that wasn't the case. This may be premature, but I'm feeling a little relieved. I have to consider what I'll do with myself, and where I'll go when this war is finally over. I don't have an answer yet. Let's make sure the next battle puts an end to this war. That way, we can all move forward.
Alright, Marianne. It's a promise.
Oh.
The folks we're fighting next aren't normal humans, are they? It's that group who caused the Javelin of Light to fall, right? It just doesn't seem like something a human is capable of. I'm not prone to flinching, but I don't feel great about any of this.
A mysterious organization, slithering in the dark of Fodlan, like something out of a midnight tale. It appears these fiends have infiltrated the deepest corners of the Empire. After the fall of Enbar, they've remained well concealed. That said, I would keep an eye on Edelgard's uncle, Lord Arundel. Something about him sits ill with me.
Yeah, I feel the same. Oh, we're gonna deal with him. Because he's the only one we haven't seen during the whole war. Which means he's very sus, and he's probably the imposter. Dun, 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 dun.
Rhea is sleeping right now. If it is not absolutely urgent, please do not disturb her rest. The long confinement took its toll on her health. Truthfully, she is in no shape to be exerting herself at all, to say nothing of a military expedition. To make matters worse, we are now facing a very old enemy. One that has conspired against us since time out of mind. Please proceed with caution. I have a bad feeling.
Lady Rhea's back! Lady Rhea's back! I'm so happy! But things aren't gonna be like they used to be anytime soon, are they? There's still folks out there that want us all dead, and Lady Rhea still hasn't regained her strength yet. Speaking of which, Professor, please don't ask too much of her right now, okay?
I mean, I wasn't planning on it because this route doesn't get any unique characters. Ha 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 ha. So it's fine. It does in her room.
Shambhala, it was called, right? Scary that it's so close to the House Gonril territories. Who'd have thought all those creeps were living right under my nose? I was hoping my big brother would help us in this next battle. But he says that I can represent House Gonril without his help, that I have it in me. I'm glad he recognizes that I have some ability. Still, I wish he wasn't leaving it all to me.
You poor thing.
Excuse me, could you do me a favor? Thanks so much. You're a sweetheart.
Oh, let's see.
Professor! The Empire has broken in smithereens. Now it is possible for me to go back to Brigid. But I cannot choose that choice. The time is still too soon for that. We must be stopping the evil for everyone in Fodlan. We will be fighting until the end of it.
Our next opponent is an ally of Solon. Do you remember what Solon called us? That's right. He called us beasts. Meanwhile, he refers to himself as the Savior. Who exactly is he saving?
His ego. Ha! That's the long and short of it. His ego. That's who he's saving, and that's why he feels like he's the best.
Professor, those who slither in the dark, it seems will finally discover their true form. I get the sense that they're in league with the mages who experimented on me as a child. I wouldn't be surprised if Edelgard was subjected to them too. There's no telling what their true motives are. But whatever their motives, what they have done is unforgivable. They must be exterminated.
Fair enough. I agree. I mean, we can't have people who are being cretins run around and do whatever they want at this point.
Professor.
Too much hard work and also too much of a headache.
I see. I am so glad that Rhea is unharmed. My brother continues to worry about her, however. Of course, I am worried myself. I cannot imagine being in that situation while in such a state. She should just leave things to you and Claude and get the rest she needs.
Alright. Let's go talk to Mercedes, and I think she's the last person we need to talk to. Yup. Alright, let's go talk.
Wow. Lady Rhea still seems weak, but at least she's safe now. I'm praying that she'll be well as soon as possible. Goddess, I beg you, protect Lady Rhea.
Okay. Well, that's actually going to be it for this episode, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. Next episode is actually going to be the last of the supports we have, because I decided that it would be more sensible to use all the time that we have left to talk with the people now, with the correct timing being here, to get the last of these supports out of the way. So, that's what I'm going to do. But until then, my lovely chows, we actually have one more thing we got to do. The tournament organizer, the Ultimate Sword, again? Oh, okay, well, I guess we're gonna do this again. I thought we already did this, but apparently not, so. Alright, let's go.
I fight for justice's name.
You heard her. She just fights for justice.
I fight for justice.
I fight for justice. She won't die. Heroes never die.
No use. I fight for justice's name.
Yeah, I told you. Heroes never die. Alright. Heroes still never die.
Witness Bridget Pride.
It's gonna get ya.
I fight for
You know, when I said that, I
name.
didn't mean with lethality, but you know, that's probably for the best, considering I didn't realize that her health was that low and she could have got two-shotted if she missed, so, you know, I'm happy with that. Bruh, they got really toasted though. Bruh.
Fighting words.
Everybody supersonic racing. Miss me. Miss me. Huh.
Sorry, but it's
That was
you or
like
me.
easiest dodges in the game. Did you see the frame advantage on my spot dodge there?
Don't get used to this.
He's good. I don't even know why I'm doing this, honestly. I guess it's to draw out the video because I feel bad that we are just only going to do supports next time, but it's literally the most important supports in the game. And I only wanted to do them after the story that we got through because it only makes logical sense. Did you just say the L word, logic? How dare you? Also, I should probably heal because I don't want her to get randomly sniped. Oh, you're done.
Can't afford to slack off.
I was just like, can't afford to slack off. He's not going to be able to. Boy might be able to.
Sorry, but I'm...
Fine, victory is mine. No, that would actually be good. Oh, he didn't get a crit. Come on, man. You have the 60% and everything. Nah, Claude, go back in there. I don't like the fact that you lost that. That really shouldn't have been a loss.
Sorry, but I'm...
Claude's gonna get this next win, and he's gonna get a crit. He literally had it. Like, I literally mapped it.
You got yourself killed.
Okay, he got it. Now he can just kind of rumple stomp everybody.
Strategy in motion. I fought and won.
I fought and I won. Okay, Clyde. You're done. You're done. Probably Lorenz could probably win this tournament. I mean, he could. It's very... Yeah, he didn't even make it past the first round. Oof. Big oof. Oof in the chat, please.
For the future of Fodlan.
Nah, why are my team so bad? My boy, though, even though he has no sword stuff, he'll come in swinging. Dude, he has 30 attack power.
That's what you get.
30 attack power with this blade.
I've gotten stronger.
That's fine.
I'm not a kid anymore.
Alright, he's definitely fine now.
You're in my way. I've gotten stronger.
And he gets critical for the last one too. That.
I'm not a kid anymore. Her enemies.
You gave me critical. Moron. Well, with that being said, I guess the last thing I should do before we end off is that I'm going to go ahead and show you everything that we've basically done throughout our journey with our abilities, because I'm going to make one last changeover for everybody before we fully end off the series. So I'm going to go ahead and switch out that. We can have... Nah, I don't need close counter then, because we're kind of... I can probably get a better skill from her for her later. Yeah, I think your boy's good where he's at. I mean, Defiant Strength also would probably be good, but I'd rather have Divine Crimp because it's better. Your boy, he's fine doing what he's doing because he's literally out here just destroying people, and that's what I'm here for. That is literally, oh, well, you know what, I can switch off of this for magic. He literally only uses his lance for his one lance skill, and nothing else. So, yeah. Fist Fair, yes. Fist Fair, Fist Fair, so he may lose one attack, but he also gains 5 permanent attack every time he uses his fist. It's basically a trade-off. It's like, oh, anytime I attack, I get 1 extra strength, or I get permanently extra 5 strength for every time I punch somebody in the face. I'll take the extra 5 for 500, please. Your boy, he's good where he's at. Yeah, he's good where he's at. Your girl, she's also kind of good where she's at. I mean, honestly, at this point, because I don't really care. Because she gets hit with a bow, she gets hit with a bow. I'll give her the magic +2. No, the magic range I meant to give her. So then she can actually be a threat. Again. You don't need that much movement because you don't need to get into that much danger, but you know, it's there. For this next map, I may keep you a dancer or I may switch you over to the Swordmaster. Really just depends. Defiant Avoid is kind of redundant considering she can't get hit anyways, so it doesn't really matter. Everything she has here is basically good. Lethality is the only redeeming trait on her right now. She's fine. And Thurl is kind of just OD, so it doesn't really matter. Honestly, I could give him Tonebreaker because his resist is like his lowest stat. But it's fine. He usually kills everything he runs into anyways, which is why he's super good. He gets +20 crit, then he gets +50, then he already has the critical band that gives him +5, plus whatever his weapon gives him. That's why he's OD. And that's why he's gonna stay OD, and that's why we're here. Anything else I need to change? I think we're basically good to go. I'm trying to think if there's anything that... Enclosure, a bow attack that prevents enemies from moving. You know what, that should have been on you, honestly. That could have saved our bacon quite a few times, but that's fine. Half damage. Okay. Oh, dude. Okay. I'm trying to see if there's anything else I would like to give anybody. Oh, that probably should have been on you like yesterday. I don't think we're gonna deal with any more monsters, so that's fine. Honestly, focus healing probably should be on you. Pump Splitter. Well, I honestly don't need this anymore because we already got the War Strike Master skill, which is effective against everything. It's like, oh, it's like atrocity from your boy, but it's just a skill you can learn out of the mail on any of your units. That's bad for me, because I don't have that strong of a, attack rating. No, I'll keep what I got then. Yeah, and I guess that's going to be it for this episode of Let's Play Fire Emblem Three Houses, The Golden Winds. And next time where I'm, my lovely child of the internet, when I meet you guys back here, we'll be doing the last of the supports before we go off to Shambhala and finally end all of this fighting for good. So until then, I have been Multi-12679. I'll catch you lovely child of the internet next time. Ciao, ciao. Bye-bye.